The person you love went on a dinner date with someone last night. But who were they with? This is something you need to know. My beloved child. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Last night, while the world was asleep, the person you love quietly walked into a dinner that almost nobody knew about. The table was already reserved, the lights were soft, and every second felt like the beginning of a story that could change everything. But here is the truth that nobody expected: they were not smiling because they had forgotten you. They were carrying your name silently inside their heart while trying to hide emotions they could no longer control. At first glance, it looked like an ordinary dinner, but the conversation taking place there was anything but ordinary. Every word spoken pushed them closer to making a decision they had been avoiding for a very long time. Don't skip, because what happened next is something very few people would ever believe. Listen carefully, because this is where everything becomes surprising. The person sitting across from them was asking questions about the future, about love, about choices that could never be taken back. Instead of giving quick answers, the person you love kept drifting into silence, almost as if someone else was occupying every corner of their thoughts. That someone was you. Every pause, every deep breath, every glance away from the table carried the same hidden message. They could pretend for a moment, but they could not erase the place you still held inside their heart. Stay till the end, because the final words spoken before they stood up from that table changed the entire direction of the night, and nobody around them realized the real meaning behind those words. Now comes the moment that connects everything. As the dinner ended and the lights faded behind them, they walked away with a feeling they could no longer ignore. They realized that running from their emotions had only made those emotions stronger. The dinner did not give them the answers they expected, it forced them to face the truth they had been hiding from themselves. Something huge is waiting for you, because what happened after they left that place became the beginning of a decision that could bring two paths together in a way neither of you imagined. Don't skip, because the next chapter reveals who that mysterious person really was and why this dinner was never what it seemed. Everything became even more mysterious after they stepped outside. The cool night air should have brought them peace, but instead it made every hidden feeling louder. They stopped for a moment, looked back at the restaurant, and quietly smiled, not because the evening had gone perfectly, but because one unexpected sentence had completely changed their heart. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The person across the table had noticed something unusual all evening. No matter what the conversation was about, your name never left their mind, even without being spoken out loud. Then came the revelation that nobody saw coming. The person they had dinner with wasn't trying to replace you or compete with you. Instead, they asked one simple question: is there someone you still can't stop thinking about? That single question broke every wall they had built around their emotions. For several quiet seconds, they couldn't answer. Their silence became the loudest answer in the room. At that very moment, they understood that pretending to move on was becoming impossible. Every memory, every smile, and every unfinished conversation with you returned stronger than ever. Stay till the end, because the biggest surprise of the night happened after those words. As they walked away, they made a promise to themselves that they could no longer ignore what their heart had been trying to say. The dinner was never about finding someone new, it became the moment they finally accepted what had been true all along. Something huge is waiting for you, because before the night was over, they reached for something connected to you, hesitated for a long moment, and almost took the step that could change everything. But one final detail stopped them, and that hidden reason is about to be revealed next. A few moments later, the silence became impossible to ignore. They unlocked their phone, stared at your name for what felt like forever, and their thumb hovered over the screen without moving. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. They had convinced themselves that one dinner would help them move forward, but instead it reminded them that some connections refused to disappear. Every passing second pulled them closer to making a choice they had been avoiding for far too long. Then something happened that completely changed the direction of the night. A message arrived from someone unexpected. It wasn't advice, it wasn't pressure, and it wasn't a reason to forget you. It was a simple reminder that life becomes complicated when the heart is still holding on to someone special. Those few words made them stop walking. They looked up at the night sky, took a deep breath, and finally admitted to themselves that every road they tried to follow somehow led back to you. The dinner had answered one question but created an even bigger one. Stay till the end, because the next decision they made carried more emotion than anyone around them could understand. Before going home, they made one final stop at a quiet place where they could think without distractions. There, they replayed every memory connected to you, realizing that the happiest moments were never as far away as they had imagined. Something huge is waiting for you, because before the night ended, they made a silent decision that could bring your paths closer than ever before. But there is one final obstacle standing between their heart and the words they have wanted to tell you all along, and that truth is finally about to come into the light. The night was almost over, but their story was only beginning. They stood in complete silence, replaying every moment of that dinner, and one realization refused to leave their mind. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The person sitting across from them had seen the truth before they did. No matter how hard they tried to change the subject, every conversation somehow circled back to the one person they had never truly left behind, you. What happened next was the moment that changed everything. Instead of going straight home, they opened a folder filled with old memories they had promised themselves they would never look at again. Every picture, every forgotten moment, every small reminder brought back emotions they thought had disappeared forever. Suddenly, they understood why the dinner felt so different. It wasn't the beginning of a new chapter, it was the final push toward accepting the chapter they had never finished. Stay till the end, because the biggest truth has still not been revealed. The person they met last night quietly smiled before leaving and said, "If your heart already knows where it belongs, don't keep running from it." As they walked into the darkness, one final decision formed in their heart. They knew they couldn't keep pretending forever. Something huge is waiting for you, because before the next sunrise, they came closer than ever to reaching out in a way they never had before. But one unexpected detail appeared at the very last second, changing the timing of everything. That single moment is about to reveal whether this story turns into a reunion or remains an unforgettable mystery. Just before the first light of morning appeared, they stopped one final time. Their hand tightened around their phone, but this time they weren't hesitating because of fear. They were searching for the perfect words. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The dinner from last night had answered the question that had been quietly living inside their heart for so long. No matter how many new conversations they had, none of them felt as real as the memories they still carried with you. Then another unexpected moment unfolded. A close friend crossed their path and noticed the change on their face almost instantly. Without hearing the full story, that friend smiled and said, "Sometimes the person you're trying to forget is actually the one you're meant to understand better." Those simple words echoed through their mind. Suddenly, every small misunderstanding, every missed opportunity, and every unfinished goodbye began to make sense. They realized they had been running in circles, only to end up exactly where their heart had wanted them to be from the very beginning. Stay till the end, because the next decision became impossible to ignore. As the sun slowly rose, they made a quiet promise to themselves. They would no longer let uncertainty speak louder than their feelings. Something huge is waiting for you, because the next step they are preparing to take is not about the past. It is about creating a completely different future. But before they can reveal everything they have been holding inside, one final surprise is about to appear, and it will make this entire journey feel even more meaningful than anyone expected. The following evening brought a calm that felt almost unreal, yet inside their heart, nothing was quiet. Every hour that passed made one truth impossible to ignore. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. They had spent so much time wondering whether destiny was giving them a sign, only to realize the answer had been growing inside them all along. The dinner was never the ending of your story. It was the moment that finally uncovered what had been hidden beneath every smile and every silence. Then came the moment nobody could have predicted. As they looked through old conversations and forgotten memories, they noticed one small detail they had overlooked countless times. It wasn't a grand gesture or a dramatic message. It was something simple that carried more meaning than anything else. In that instant, they understood that genuine feelings don't disappear because of distance or time. They simply wait for the right moment to be recognized. Stay till the end, because the next move they are preparing will reveal more than words ever could. Before the night came to a close, they whispered one promise to themselves. They would no longer allow uncertainty to control what their heart already knew. Something huge is waiting for you, because the choice they are about to make could finally remove every unanswered question between you. But there is still one final piece of this story that has not been revealed, and once it comes into the light, the reason behind that mysterious dinner will make perfect sense. What happened the next morning was far more powerful than anything that happened at the restaurant. They woke up with only one thought that refused to leave their mind. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The dinner was over, the conversations had ended, but the emotions had only grown stronger. Every attempt to move forward without you had quietly led them back to the same place, the memories they could never replace. Then an unexpected conversation changed everything once again. Someone close to them gently asked, "If you had one more chance to be completely honest, what would you say?" They didn't answer immediately. Instead, they smiled in a way they hadn't smiled for a very long time. That silence carried more truth than 1,000 words. In that moment, they finally admitted that the person who still inspired their hopes, their dreams, and their future plans had never changed. Stay till the end, because the next step they decided to take was something they had been afraid of for far too long. As the day came to an end, they realized there was no reason to keep hiding behind uncertainty. The mysterious dinner had not taken them away from you, it had quietly brought them closer to understanding what their heart had been trying to say all along. Something huge is waiting for you, because before this story reaches its final turning point, one unexpected event is about to place both of your paths closer than ever before. And when that moment arrives, nothing will feel the same again. The story was no longer about the dinner itself. It had become about the truth that followed after it. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Every passing hour made them realize that the person they had shared the table with had unknowingly helped them discover what their heart had been hiding. Instead of creating distance, that evening had erased every illusion they had been holding on to. The answer they were searching for had been with them from the very beginning. Then came the moment that nobody expected. While organizing their thoughts, they found a small reminder connected to you that they hadn't seen in a long time. It wasn't valuable because of what it was valuable because of what it meant. The instant they held it again, every emotion returned with incredible clarity. They finally understood that some people enter your life for a season, but one person stays in your heart no matter where life takes you. Don't skip, because the biggest realization of all was still waiting just ahead, and it was impossible to ignore. As night arrived once more, they stopped running from their feelings. They accepted that pretending had become harder than telling the truth. Something huge is waiting for you, because the next decision they make will bring them closer than ever to expressing everything they have been keeping inside. But before those words are finally spoken, one last unexpected twist will appear, revealing why that mysterious dinner was actually the beginning of a completely different story than anyone first imagined. The final pieces of the puzzle were finally falling into place. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The person you love could no longer deny what their heart had been trying to say since that unforgettable dinner. Every attempt to convince themselves that it was just another evening had failed. Instead, that single night became the reason they finally stopped hiding from their true emotions. Then the biggest surprise arrived without any warning. They discovered that the dinner had never been arranged to start a new love story. It had been a conversation filled with honest advice from someone they deeply trusted. That person looked at them before leaving and quietly said, "If someone is still the first person you think about when everything becomes silent, then your heart has already chosen." Those words echoed through their mind long after the restaurant lights had gone out. In that instant, they stopped asking themselves who they should choose and started asking how they could make things right. Don't skip, because the most important moment is still ahead. As they reached home, they opened their phone one more time, and this time they didn't look away. Their finger paused over your name, and a quiet smile appeared for the first time in days. Something huge is waiting for you, because the next step they are about to take is the one they have been building the courage for ever since that mysterious dinner. The answer you've been waiting for is finally closer than ever, and the final chapter will reveal the message they have been carrying in their heart all along. Everything had led to this moment. The questions, the silence, the mysterious dinner, and every emotion they tried to hide had brought them here. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. They looked at your name one last time, took a deep breath, and realized there was no reason to keep pretending. The truth had become stronger than their fear. The person they met that night had not taken your place, they had simply helped them understand that your place had never been replaced. For a long moment, they sat without moving, replaying every memory that still made their heart feel alive. Then they finally smiled, not because every problem had disappeared, but because they had found the courage to stop running. They understood that real feelings do not fade just because time passes. They become clearer when the heart is finally honest. That dinner was never a goodbye. It was the moment that revealed who truly mattered. Don't skip, because this is the truth the entire story has been leading toward. As the night came to a close, they made one quiet promise. They would no longer let unanswered feelings remain unanswered forever. Something huge is waiting for you, because the next time your paths cross, the silence between you may not last at all. The mystery of the dinner has finally been uncovered, but the real story is only beginning, and the words they have been holding back are closer than ever to being spoken. A new day began, but their heart was no longer carrying the same confusion. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. After everything that happened, they finally understood that some meetings are meant to reveal the truth rather than change it. The dinner was never the destination, it was the mirror that reflected what they had been feeling all along. Every road they explored, every conversation they had, and every moment of doubt pointed back to the same person. You. As they looked ahead instead of behind, they realized something that surprised even them. The future they had imagined without you felt incomplete, while every thought that included you brought an unexpected sense of peace. They no longer wanted to hide behind uncertainty or wait for the perfect moment. Sometimes the biggest turning points begin with one honest step, one genuine conversation, and one decision to stop letting fear speak louder than the heart. Don't skip, because the next chapter of this journey is not about secrets anymore, it's about courage. Before this story comes to its final close, one last moment is waiting to unfold. They are no longer asking themselves who they truly care about, because that answer has become impossible to ignore. Something huge is waiting for you. The mystery that began with one unexpected dinner has transformed into something far greater, a promise to follow what feels real instead of what merely looks easy. And when the next chapter begins, it won't be the mystery that defines the story. It will be the truth that finally brings everything together. The journey reaches its quiet ending, but the feeling it leaves behind is impossible to forget. My beloved child. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The question that brought you here was never only about who shared that dinner table. It was about discovering what that night revealed. And the answer became clearer with every passing moment. The person you love walked into that restaurant carrying uncertainty, but they walked out carrying clarity. Their heart had already chosen long before the dinner ever began. As the days continued, they stopped searching for signs in strangers and started listening to the voice they had been ignoring inside themselves. Every memory connected to you now felt less like the past and more like a future they still hoped could exist. The mysterious dinner became the turning point that helped them understand that genuine feelings cannot be replaced by a single evening or a new conversation. They finally accepted that the story they truly wanted to continue was the one that still included you. Don't skip, because this realization became the greatest surprise of all. Now the mystery has been uncovered, but a new beginning quietly stands in front of both of you.